So I just got back from Capital Club in Spain, the number one decentralized entrepreneur community in the industry. And I got a few data sets for you. A lot of people are asking, what is Capital Club? And I learned so much about business and finances at this event. But more importantly, I learned a new system to completely shifting my mind and reprogram my mindset when it comes to attaining everything I want in life. It's called lifestyle design, but with a tweak. And once you hear this, it will transform how you think forever. You see, money is important, sure, but what I learned at this event will create abundance in all areas of life, not just in finances. Because what's the point of making money if you're sick in the hospital or in the bed, if you have no people around you, right? In fact, without these frameworks, you'll never be successful in any areas of your life. And that's the power of masterminds like Capital Club. So what's the mission of the Capital Club Mastermind? It's to create, multiply, and preserve wealth. Not just make it, but keep it. And doing it with people who support you and would go to war with you. So I traveled to Spain with a few friends of mine, Jonathan and William. We took the train down to Helsinki, flew to Spain, and then grabbed a taxi from the Alicante airport to Cartagena in Murcia. And before that, we met up with Oscar, who joined us in the taxi, and OG at the Capital Club. I met him in Phuket last year as well. More on Oscar later, but he's one of the go-to health geniuses in the biohacking space that you definitely want to know of. So we arrived on Monday at the hotel and the reception was amazing. Immediately we got a great room, all of us separately. And the Capital Club has booked out almost the entire hotel, all the floors, the rooms. Were over 110 people there. It was a full resort takeover. And this is not a small resort either. The hotel alone had 3 different golf courses with 18 holes each of them. And so wherever you went, you could see Capital Club branding, logos on the walls. It was just the attention to detail, right? So I gotta give it up to the team for putting it all together. So day one was mostly networking, getting settled in, having dinner, having business conversations one-on-one with people, other Capital Club members, getting to know new ones. At 9 p.m. we got invited to an OG only meetup, handmade cigars, drinks at a beautiful location, amazing conversations. I learned a lot from a guy called Colin Yurcisen about the world economy, money printing, market cycles, which is important if you're trying to build real wealth. You can't just make money and keep it if you don't understand how money works in the first place, right? And so that was day one. Day two, we started off with the speakers and keynotes. And that was honestly one of the biggest things I was personally looking forward to, because I'm an introvert. So while I do love talking to other entrepreneurial people, I enjoy learning from people as well, just thinking, taking information in. And Luke Belmar, who's one of the co-founders together with Steve and Evan Tan, he started the session off with setting the right intentions. Most of you are wanting to build businesses and make money, but you don't know what you truly want. You haven't designed your lifestyle yet. You haven't visualized in detail how you want your life to look like, what house you're going to live in, with whom you're going to spend your time, where you're going to travel, your views, anything for that matter. And I like to be very self-aware and update my goals every week. This week was no different. So we spent the first 30 minutes alone, everyone just setting the intention for the week. Like, why am I here truly? Like, what do I want out of this? And what can I give to create this amazing experience for all of us and build relationships? And personally, I wanted to take away lessons on how to build a multi-7-figure business while keeping my lifestyle and relationships and health as the most important part. And so I didn't want to just hustle without the health part. And little did I know we were going to learn all of that from some amazing speakers soon. In fact, we had Gary Brecka there, more on him soon. After the breakout session and setting intentions, we started out with the foundations of picking the business, growing business the right way. And one thing that I've learned is from successful people all over the world, they never don't do the basics really well. Successful people just do them better than regular people. They never skip the foundational part that move the needle. For an example, there's 2 types of people. They're both looking at the same problem. One of them see the problem, they get discouraged and they do nothing. They're like, that sucks. The other person looks at the same problem but sees an opportunity. And opportunity means profits. It means business. So it's a chance to serve someone and create a solution that makes money at the same time. right? The next speaker ended up becoming a great friend of mine as well, Mark Joyner. Mark is the godfather of digital marketing, the inventor of the tracking pixel that we all know of and use to track our ads. He spent years in the military in the intelligence community and is now building a business as a futurist, talking about what's next on the horizon. We learned a lot about the risks of AI, the pros and cons, 3D printing guns, bioweapons, how to be prepared, not scared of AI and other similar tech. If you look at how technology is expanding, everything is kind of exponential, right? Everything is getting faster, cheaper, smaller, more powerful, and more available. From AI to 5G to face recognition cameras and nano materials and nanotech and particles. And nobody's talking about this because it's kind of like everyone is just distracted and scrolling their phones like zombies. We also talked about the business ventures that are going to be huge in the AI space moving forward and how to capitalize on opportunities and trends. I talk a lot about this as well in the sales funnel space because that is a big trend in the self-education space. I'll make sure to do another separate video on that, the best business with AI. So make sure you're subscribed with the notifications so you don't miss that one as well. Mark ended his speech with, if you want to be a master of your future and you want to create your own reality, you need to have 3 things in place. I'm gonna add a 4th later, but the first one is skills, having the right skills to go into any market. Second one is knowledge. The 3rd one is health, because money can be devalued or taken away from you if you think about it. Assets can be seized from you, from governments or other people. Just look at Andrew Tate for an example, whether you like him or not. But nobody can take what you have inside here, right? And I would add another 4th one to this, because nobody can take away the relationships and your network that you've built with your unique inner circle. That's why you need a group of winners around you. You can't go at this thing in life alone if you want to be successful. He also mentioned how the best thing you can build is a lifeboat business to protect yourself against any world event that is going to happen. It's not a matter of if, but when. And that's a business that is easily pivotable. It's profitable. You have the right systems and the right people so it can run without you. And you got a strong community and culture around it. People who are working towards the same goal. And I can't go through all of the speakers. We had a ton of them, but I want to share the most crucial ones. Mark Moss was another amazing speaker. He talked about market cycles, the world economy, how in 2024 we're going to see monumental shifts unlike anything ever experienced before. And in order to fully understand what he's talking about, I do recommend that you go watch some of his YouTube videos after this one as well, because Mark Moss is a financial genius. He's also built businesses to millions, sold them, exited, and built new ones. In 2008, in the market crash, Mark lost everything and things didn't look bright at all. But he knew he had the skills, he had the knowledge in his head to build a new business. So that's what he did. And that's what I like about Mark, his personality and character. Now he's one of the leading finance channels on YouTube, keeping you up to date on all things money, because in his own words, almost everything they've taught us is wrong. I also had a chance to have lunch with Mark, get a good 30 minutes one-on-one conversation with him, where we talked more about making money using sales funnels, because that's what I do, and he's also using sales funnels in his businesses now, and so had a great conversation there. Amazing guy, great heart, and love his personality. Mark also talked about some of the biggest threats to our lives and to our freedoms, because again, we don't want money, we want freedom. Things like food supply, healthcare, carbon scores, 50-minute cities, digital IDs, control networks, CBDCs, and other things I can't mention on YouTube. In summary, Mark shared 2 of the biggest things you can do to stay in control of your destiny. You want to build wealth, number 1, and influence, number 2, not just one of them. Wealth is to have options and build financial freedom, even options to move if you have to, so multiple passports. Influence is to have a voice and build a community of people that you can count on. And lastly, there's 5 levels of sovereignty in life, and life is kind of like a game. You're just a character on the chessboards, and there's levels to the levels. So play it well and play it smart so you can win at this game. The first level is the peasants level, or the serfs, as Mark calls it. Serfs don't own anything and have to slave away at a job just to pay the bills, so they're not really in control. The next level is merchant, or being a tradesman. You can now control a few things, make a little bit of money here and there, but you're not still fully free from the system. Number 3 is nights, where you turn your skills into assets that produce income for you, like a real business. You now get to hang out with level 4 and 5, the nobles and the sovereigns. And just to expand on these, number 4, nobles, is a passive income from investments that pay you without you having to actively work for them. This is the level you've become financially free, where your assets pay you more in passive income than your current expenses are. So you're actually making money passively, therefore financially free. There's physical and digital passive income streams, by the way. Just keep that in mind when you watch these videos. I'll expand on them later on the channel. Finally, there's the level 5, which is sovereign. It means that you don't have to respond to anyone. You don't belong to any specific country or entity. You're free to go wherever you want, whenever you want, and you own assets and passports in multiple countries. And we did hear from a lot of amazing speakers covering topics like high-tech affiliate marketing, tax planning, corporate structure, and much more other topics that I'll share in another video. But before I go into the third major keynote speaker, can I just give a huge shout out to Alex Chen, the founder of Bright Sport. I met him there as well. Before going to Capital Club in Spain, I kept seeing these ads on Facebook, and it's kind of like a LED type of football that glows in the dark, and it's such a unique product. And Alex is just 22, I think, years old. He's making millions per month in his business, 8-figure business. And I love people like Alex, who works hard, goes all in, stays humble, has his heart in the right place. You can talk to him, ask any questions, super nice. Then we have ecom brothers who are doing sometimes 100K days with their ecom business. And so people are crushing it in all types of industries here. And there's so many more I want to mention, but you really got to meet them in real life, in person, to understand the character of these gentlemen and women. And this is who you need to spend your time around if you want to succeed. It's not just about the money you make or how you make it, it's who you make it with and how you build your lifestyle design. You can't just go about your life like the 99% of society expecting results of top 1%. You need people like Oscar, Colin, Alex, Mark around you. You need a group of people who are experts in their fields. And I'm the go-to funnel guy in the group. So people come to me for sales funnels. They ask me for tips or a conversion rate optimization, or ask me to build them for them. Some people are experts in paid ads, Amazon, cybersecurity, biohacking, you name it. And now you can ask questions from all these experts. And that's why I love Capital Club. You have so many experts in there, which leads me to the next expert, one of the favorite keynote speakers, Gary Brecka. And I had seen Gary on Colin's channel and heard about him, but honestly didn't have too high expectations because I'm already into biohacking. I just figured it'd be the same info I already knew. Kind of just, yeah, you gotta cold plunge, you know? The issue is you don't know what you don't know. Think about it. In business, in life, you don't know what you don't know. And Gary is helping people become a superhuman with the power of data-backed decisions and an understanding of what your unique body is lacking. Very different from other people. This is why most people shouldn't take supplements, because they're just throwing a bunch of stuff, hoping to feel better, be more productive, and live longer, to be healthier. Gary used to work in the insurance company industry, where they would track, monitor, and predict how long people would live. And yes, you can actually predict death by month by using health data and geolocation. Kind of scary, if you ask me. One of Gary's secrets is a gene test, 5 different genes. They give you all the data you need to know to make informed decisions related to your health. And if you're like me, you're probably skeptical of most promise in the health industry. You're like, yeah, you said this was safe. I'm not sure. Gary's client, Grant Cardone, you might have heard of him. He was 2 until Gary one day convinced him to take a test. And then he looked at the data. He told Grant what symptoms he was feeling and explained why Grant was feeling so shit. And in that moment, Grant knew that this was different than anything else he had seen. And he told Gary in that moment, be at my office tomorrow, 2 p.m. I'll make you a very rich man. So you gotta understand there's levels to the levels, even in the health space. Long story short, Grant Cardone bought his company because now he loved the different tactics that you wouldn't normally see people use in the health space with the gene test, and then instantly knowing how to fix something. It's now called 10x Health in typical Grant Cardone fashion. There's also the UFC founder or CEO, Dana White. There's a testimonial case study about him also experiencing massive results just in a few weeks from knowing what's wrong in your body, then fixing that specifically. And I'm not endorsing anything or saying you should do this or buy that. You should always do your own research, but watching a video, watching his keynote is on YouTube, can definitely help you just, if you're open-minded, to at least like take in that data set. Anytime you can back up your claims with data, like Gary Brecka, and confirm it by having it solve real problems, I'm all ears. I'm all in for that. I'm all for it. I could go on forever. If you can make it to a Capital Club in the future, I do highly recommend it. They're also opening up a membership. I think it's $1 per day, opening up here soon, depending on when you're watching this. Maybe it's already live, so check out the link in the description. Once we get a link, I'll share it with you. If you can't afford the 15K for the live event, I totally understand. $1 per day, I think the membership is going to be. Having conversations about me being in the academy teaching sales funnels as well, so I'll keep you updated on that. And like this and comment so we can get Luke Belmar on the channel live. I'll try to do an interview with him as well. Now, recommend that you go follow some of these people: Gary Brecka, Mark Moss, Mark Joyner, Oscar Vore. He's the egg guy, traveling around in private jets and cracking eggs, and just having a very different look at how you stay healthy. Eating raw food it's levels to intelligence in business and in finance and in health and in Capital Club. I've seen there's really everything I need to build a life of freedom, and having everything in place I can find in this community. So much love to the founders, Luke Belmar, Stephen, Evan. Shout out to Nathan, who's Luke's brother and a massive biohacker as well, Real G. With that said, make sure you like, comment below what you want to see next. I'll see you in the next video.